So guys, guess what? Something that I wasn't expecting just happened. Yeah, the dev server has reopened. So yes, we are here in the dev server again. Of course, we got a update. And yeah, it's open. So yeah, let's show the new stuff. And it's kind of weird to have this, but yeah, it means that the update is not coming this week because the dev server is supposed to be opened until the 13th morning. So today is the 10th, which means that it's Wednesday morning. Probably means that the patch is gonna come Tuesday next week, okay? But anyway, yeah, let's take a look on the new stuff. Of course, I'm gonna miss some things, but I can, make up in the next couple of videos, okay? So let's start with the VT5. The VT5 is finally getting ready. It feels like it is almost there. I still believe that there are some things that are not really 100%, but it's almost there. You can see that now we have the composite armor over here, which is way better in the armor. See, like 500 millimeters. So the turret is much, much better. Now we have a turret that we can work with the composites over here, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't appear on the actual armor thing. So yeah, the few things are here, but the armor thing doesn't appear. So we don't know exactly what type of composites it is here, but yeah, anyway, it is almost ready. We have some APFSDSs over here. Let me just buy them. Oh, I forgot to mention, yes, you can have a button now to buy everything at once. So I know this is kind of useless maybe for the general public. It is amazing for content creators, but we do have our Type 83 over here. We have the SAPBC, which is an interesting shot to have. We have HE with the time fuse or with the variable fuse. We have an ATGM. We have the DTW2, which is the most amount of penetration, as you see. And yeah, that's kind of it. So let's test drive it because I think it's almost ready. Like I said, it is almost ready. It feels like it is ready. We have some news like loading screens as well. I'm going to show them to you later. But yeah. The turret feels better. Everything feels a little bit better. The zoom is amazing still. Like, look at this. Of course, we have the laser rangefinder, which is amazing. I love laser rangefinders. I mean, look at the zoom that this thing has, man. Very, very good reload, I gotta say. This is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta check, but this is a very good reload. This is an autoloader, if I'm not mistaken, so yeah, very cool. The mobility, I mean, it's not the most amazing thing ever, but it's not bad as well. So I think it's actually going to be a very good tank. Let's see the reverse. It's pretty alright. It has an amazing reload rate, amazing rounds for the VR. Thermals, like with this zoom, it's just amazing. It really is a very good tank, actually. Just doesn't have armor, but everything else feels like it is pretty amazing, actually, on this tank. So remember, it is going to be a squadron vehicle, rank 7 over here. So yeah, that's it. The J11 got updated a little bit as well. The radar, everything is still the same, okay, but the air-to-ground payloads were changed by a lot. So we do have our unguided stuff, as always, larger and smaller bombs, some rockets and stuff. But then we have some interesting things like the LS bombs, the glide bombs, the GPS glide bombs of the Chinese. They are here. You have the ones that we talked about, the GB250 and the 500. We have the LS6 with the 500 kilogram. And that's kind of it. We do have the KH-29TE as well, which is very good. So it does help a lot that these aircraft can do some interesting air-to-ground stuff now. So yeah, you can actually take some PL-12s, PL-8s. Let's see, some KH-29s. I think the KH-29 can be one of the major things over here. If you use the KH-29, you don't need to use the pod, of course. As you see, it's floating there, so it's not 100% right, but you get the idea, right? So they're almost ready. Yes, the Su-27, the J-11B, right? Almost ready, which is pretty cool, right? The turret baskets, I gotta say that I didn't check them in the previous dev server, sorry. So, yeah, I'm just gonna test right now one thing. Let me get EPFSTS, the lab part use. Let me see. So technically, in theory, if you shoot in the middle, it shouldn't break the turret ring, but it is breaking. Let me check with the Abrams. So I don't think it's ready. That's what I mean, right? I'm just going to check with you guys over here because this was something that a lot of people were kind of worried about, but I just don't think it's ready yet. So we gotta wait, right? Let's see. Yeah, it's still breaking the turret ring, as you see. So I don't know. Like, it is probably going to be changed. The thing about this is that they talk about how the middle part is not gonna, you know, destroy the actual turret ring. But the thing is, you have, like, particles of the ammunition going there. So, I don't know. I just have a feeling that it is going to be like this for the game. Anyway, we have some loading screens. Let's take a look on the loading screens. Where are they actually? Forgot how to check them with the new thing. Let me find them. Hold up. So we have this one for the Su-30 SM, which is pretty cool. Very, very cool one. We have this one for the F-18, which is probably the most beautiful one ever. Like, look at this. This is very, very cool. Like a Desert Storm kind of thing over here. So very, very cool. We have one for the Mista as well. I think that's it. There might be other ones, but I couldn't find it. So, yeah, 3 new, I think, or 4 new, something like that. So, yeah, very cool. Then we have some, you know, interesting flight model changes. The first one for the Rafale. So, I'm gonna get this aircraft up to speed and in a high altitude situation. So, hold up. So, the Rafale can actually go up to Mach 2 now. So, they increased the maximum Mach number that this thing can actually do, right? Which means that in high altitudes you can get in a faster, you know, speed than before, which is pretty cool. And it makes it up to be a very, very good aircraft for high altitude as well. As you see, plus Mach 2, and then it breaks itself. So very, very cool to have this. It's an increase over the, I think it was Mach 1.8 or something like that we had before. Of course, at lower altitudes, the aircraft is not gonna get to Mach 2, guys. I feel like some people cannot understand that, but yeah. Let's show some of the other changes. The Eurofighter apparently got a little bit nerfed, so let's test fly the thing as well to see if we can actually feel like. But they're basically saying that the aircraft itself now has a different balance at a higher angle of attack, which means that it will actually have a lower, like, maximum maneuvering G limiter, basically. But let's check it out. Let's check it out. That's weird. PL12 default, Typhoon 1, PL12, PL8B default. That's weird. So that is kind of a bug on the HUD there. But let's see. I think it's gonna be difficult to properly know compared to before. The aircraft still pretty amazing at these speeds. Let me lower. I'm too fast, way too fast. So, yeah, I think what it means is that he can pull as much as he can up to 12 Gs. That's what I have a feeling that this is about. So before, the aircraft was able to pull 14 Gs more. I mean, it's pulling almost 13 there. But I think it's the limit of the aircraft itself. Even here, you can pull a lot of AOA, as you see, with the maneuvering mode, but it's limited to 12 Gs. I have to check in the normal game, but I have a feeling that this aircraft can pull more in the normal game. I think it's a nerf. I think it's a nerf for the amount of pull that this aircraft can do. But yeah, still, at lower speeds, you can do still amazing things with the maneuver mode off, right, or on, or the AOA limiter off, right? So many aircraft got their flight model changed. The F-15, the MiG-29, the Gripen, the Vegan, and the J10. All of them got their flight model updated, okay? This means more or less due to the new maneuvering mode. So each of these I will probably test in a particular video, and I will test again like I did last week, right? But let's just grab the MiG-29 over here. Hold up, let me actually go to our lower altitude over here. I feel like, yeah, the MiG is a lot more controllable. I'm gonna turn on the War Thunder real-time information. Hold up. So here we can have, and compared to the video that I did last week, so let's do a 700 pull over here. Still pulling the same, pretty much, with the normal mode. Let's see with the... I'm looking at basically AOA up there, you know. So let's see... Jesus Christ, hold up. It's still pulling a lot. Yeah, I managed to lose control even. So I'm able to pull a lot, like even without the thing. But it's a little bit more controllable. See, like it doesn't go past 50 or anything like that. It's just a little bit more smooth and a little bit more controllable. And you can do in the lower airspeeds a little bit of a better Cobra over here to get the shot out, right? So, I don't know, all of these aircraft, like I said, the F-15, MiG-29, Gripen, Draken, and the J-10 got their flight model updated, okay? So, there's that. One of the last things that I noticed that they added is apparently this. Hold up, let me get a detection over here. They're kind of flying perpendicular to my radar. Look at this, jet. So now, basically the target that you are locking on or, you know, looking at, see, it has these identification. So if it's a rocket, a missile, for example, it will appear as a rocket. If it's a jet, if it's a small target, a bigger target. Some of these radars, not every one of them. For example, I tested on the J11B and it wasn't appearing. So some of these radars have basically an identification of the type of target that you are firing on. So, Matt, this is useless. How can I use this? Well, this is not actually useless. Especially for simulator players, this is really, really helpful because you know what type of thing you are locking on and looking, basically. But even in RB, guys, I don't know how many times it happened to you, but the more modern the radars became, the more common was to actually look at targets that were not actually fighters, you know? You basically got a lock on a missile or something else, right? So now you actually have an identification to know if you are gonna be able to fire on the target or not, right? So this is actually pretty helpful. I don't know, like people say it's not helpful, but this is actually helpful. So a new type of identification for you to check it out what type of target basically we have on our scope, which is pretty cool, right? And different fighters will have different identifications. For example, here it's telling me in the Eurofighter that it's a medium-sized target. If it's a small, a big one. So depending on the aircraft that you are flying, it will show different things, which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, basically this is it for now. There are other things out there. It's just that I couldn't find it for now. So if there are interesting enough things, I will be doing other videos about this, okay? So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know in the comments what you want to see in the dev server now that it's reopened. And yeah, see you guys on the next one. Bye guys. See ya.